Dear Diary, it's April 9th, 2025. We're in a rough state of affairs, but I decided maybe I should be speaking about it. So, my name is Satnam Singh Mago. This is Diary of a Singh. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about today is the treatment of Miss Rachel. And I want to make it clear that we're not going to do any of this white savior bullshit that some of the people might be turned off by or whatever. But I think that when we truly look at solidarity, especially me from a Sikh perspective, we have to, not the colorblind, not the melting pot. No, we are a mixed salad. And we do have to make sure that we make that clear. Some people are privileged, some people aren't. All of that. But that being said, Miss Rachel, for the littles, I think it's very important for us to understand why she's speaking out and how she's speaking out. It's really clear to me that they're trying to silence her. And when we're saying they, it's stop anti-Semitism groups that are actually, in my opinion, and I think in the opinion of many others, they're engaging actively in anti-Palestinian hate. That's what they're doing. It's the most modicum of uh, statements that Miss Rachel is talking about. She's against the bombing of children in Gaza. She's against the scholasticide, and she's against the starvation of children. And when we look at what does she mean to children and parents in America, like what is she? She's an educator of littles. She's singing nursery rhymes to our children. She's teaching them how to speak properly. She is advocating for children's ability to potty train and to try to not shame them and to try to uplift their spirits. And she sounds a lot like one of my childhood idols, Mr. Rogers. And I think about if Mr. Rogers was alive today, I do believe he would have been speaking on behalf of the children of Gaza. He was a man who thought in those similar terms. But can you consider that people might be trying to have investigations on Mr. Rogers as a potential asset for Hamas? Like that's what they're trying to do with Miss Rachel, and it's like she simply wants children to be secure and safe, and I think that there's a lot of gaslighting that's going on there. It's really troubling to me. And I think from my perspective as a Sardar, Sardar, for those of you who don't know, is a turban wearing Sikh guy. And I take that seriously. I know why I do it. And I think that for me, I can't hide who I am. I can't hide from what I believe. And there's so many people that are trying to do just that. They're trying to hide in plain sight so that the arms of fascism don't hurt them, they don't get them. But then they're completely okay with it hurting others, out of sight, out of mind. What I think the Zionists are doing right now to Miss Rachel is going to backfire. I think it's going to drastically backfire. Nobody views her as anything but a pure soul. And anybody who views her otherwise, they're just not a person to be trusted. And it's very clear. I cannot say anything better for who I would want my children to listen to, who I would want my children, if I had children, my nieces and nephew, who I would want them to look up to, the way I looked up to Mr. Rogers growing up. Miss Rachel is that to a bunch of kids and to our babies. And she is a pure, kind soul. And I believe that the Zionists, they are misstepping quite a bit. They're showcasing who they are and what they believe in. And unfortunately, a part of what they believe in is their beliefs are in an ethno state for one religion over another is more important than that ethno state's like having to account for the murder of babies and the starvation of children. It's a shame. Who are we if we're going to attack Miss Rachel for doing the humane thing? So I'm going to end this post with Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh, which is a Sikh greeting, and it's a Sikh exclamation of the pure belong to God, and it is to God that we owe all our victories. But it does not mean that I believe myself to be superior or inferior to anybody else. And I want everybody else to understand we are all brothers and sisters, regardless of our faith, regardless of our race, regardless of our caste, regardless of our tribe. God bless, and I hope to produce more videos like this. Thank you, and this is diary entry number 1.